Hi, I'm Dave Sobel, host of the Business of Tech podcast. And on today's bonus episode, an editorial. Let's talk about the Global Technology Industry Association and their opportunity to set the course. I've spent a great deal of time considering the future of GTIA, what it could become, what role it should play, and how it can truly serve the industry. Through this process, I've explored not only the leadership this transformation demands, but also the fundamental shifts necessary for GTIA to remain relevant in an evolving landscape. The conclusion is clear. GTIA cannot afford to merely adjust. It must lead with a bold, redefined purpose. The Global Technology Industry Association is at a crossroads. With the sale of its certification and training division, the organization is undergoing a profound transformation, one that demands a clear vision for its future. This transition presents an unparalleled opportunity to redefine its mission, reposition its value, and solidify its role as the cornerstone of the IT industry. Rather than merely adjusting to change, GTIA must seize this moment to lead and redefine its relevance for a rapidly evolving technology landscape. Now, their real purpose? The business of technology. One of the biggest misconceptions about GTIA, and one of its greatest weaknesses, is the idea that it exists to represent the technology industry. But this has never been true. A technology industry association would focus on developing solutions, setting technical standards, and driving R&D. That's not what GTIA does, and it should stop pretending otherwise. GTIA is, and should be, the association for the business of delivering technology, the strategies, partnerships, and economic frameworks that determine how technology reaches customers. This means focusing on go-to-market strategy, adoption, implementation, and support. Technology does not succeed because of innovation alone. It succeeds when businesses can successfully monetize, scale, and integrate it into real-world operations. To be relevant in the future, GTIA must fully embrace this identity. It must stop behaving like an industry standards group and start acting like an organization that empowers go-to-market partners, service providers, vendors, and consultants to succeed in bringing technology to market. This is not about incremental change. It's about recognizing what GTIA truly is and building its future around that mission. Right now, GTIA's reach is far smaller than it should be. With only 2,000 member organizations, its footprint is negligible compared to the more than 90,000 providers, 30,000 telco agents, and hundreds of thousands of VARs, ISVs, and SaaS companies operating globally. The problem isn't just size, it's identity. GTIA has yet to fully embrace its role as the central hub of this vast, interconnected ecosystem. It must actively redefine what membership means and make engagement with the broader industry its top priority. Now, why does GTIA's community exist? Beyond the slogan of "to serve the members," GTIA lacks a clear, compelling purpose that sets it apart from other industry organizations. Without a distinct value proposition, it struggles to attract and retain members in an increasingly fragmented ecosystem. To thrive, GTIA must define a unique mission that resonates with IT professionals, vendors, and service providers alike, one that highlights its role as an essential force driving industry collaboration, innovation, and growth. The organization must actively define what it means to be a member and why that membership is indispensable. GTIA should position itself as the community of communities, the hub of the IT ecosystem, where groups like the Tech Tribe, MSP Geek, IT Nation Evolve, and distributor-led initiatives like TD Synnex Collaborate all share insights and grow together. GTIA can become the connective tissue that enhances industry cohesion by fostering a dynamic ecosystem that bridges independent IT communities, vendors, and service providers. This is not merely about bringing stakeholders together. It's about facilitating real value through collaboration, shared resources, and strategic alignment. To do so effectively, it must shift away from its legacy siloed approach to community building and embrace a more open, integrated model that reflects the interconnected nature of today's IT ecosystem. One of the most significant challenges for any industry association is balancing the need of two critical groups: go-to-market partners, service providers, and their vendors. Both are indispensable players in the IT ecosystem, and neither can thrive without the other. Yet too often, associations struggle to provide equal value to both, leading to a perception of favoritism or disengagement. For vendors, GTIA must offer more than just sponsorship opportunities. It should provide actionable insights, strategic frameworks, and a meaningful platform to engage with partners in ways that drive mutual success. That means structured networking, tailored market intelligence, and industry initiatives that lead to real business outcomes, not just visibility. For partners, GTIA must remain steadfast in its commitment to enabling their growth while integrating vendor collaboration in ways that enhance, not dilute, their autonomy and decision-making power. Particularly by extending its reach beyond traditional boundaries, GTIA can support and integrate other ecosystem communities, fostering a more cohesive and effective industry landscape. Now, if executed correctly, this approach will create an ecosystem where vendors and partners engage in more meaningful, results-driven relationships. GTIA should also seek to redefine engagement by establishing frameworks that ensure every interaction within the association delivers tangible value. By embracing digital transformation, the IT industry is built on the idea of constant innovation. Yet most industry associations remain trapped in a pre-digital mindset. Their engagement models rely on outdated websites, static reports, and semi-annual conferences that fail to match the speed and dynamic nature of the industry they claim to represent. GTIA cannot afford to follow that same outdated path. If it's to be the defining organization for how technology is delivered, adopted, and supported, then it must operate like a modern technology company itself. That means embracing real-time engagement, AI-driven insights, and digital-first collaboration as the foundation of its value proposition. Imagine a GTIA that functions as an always-on intelligence network, rather than a slow-moving trade association. This means a permanent, interactive digital community, not a gated forum or static member portal, but a real-time engagement platform where insights, discussions, and collaboration happen continuously. It means AI-driven business intelligence for members, providing real-time trend analysis, vendor-partner relationship data, and predictive insights about technology adoption patterns. It includes virtual-first thought leadership and industry advocacy, leveraging modern platforms like podcasts, AI-powered reports, interactive webinars, and short-form video, rather than relying on white papers and PDF reports that nobody reads. It's on-demand content and education, where industry professionals can learn, network, and engage on their own time, rather than being limited by event schedules. Most industry associations still operate as if it's 2005, relying on static reports, those periodic conferences, and outdated member portals. Meanwhile, the industry they claim to serve is moving at the speed of AI-driven automation, real-time insights, and digital-first engagement. If GTIA is to matter, it must not just advocate for digital transformation, it has to embody it. This means no more static white papers. Insights should be interactive, searchable, and AI augmented. No more one-size-fits-all newsletters. Content should be personalized and data-driven. No more legacy conference models. Virtual and hybrid engagement must be built into the DNA of the organization, rather than being an afterthought. If GTIA truly embraces digital transformation, It has the opportunity to be more than just another trade association. It can be the industry's real-time digital nerve center, the place where technology delivery professionals come not just to network, but to get smarter, faster, and more effective in real time. It's got to address the generational shift the IT industry is experiencing, a true generational turnover. As established leaders transition into retirement, a younger, more dynamic generation is stepping forward with different expectations, business models, and engagement preferences. GTIA must bridge this generational divide, ensuring that its initiatives remain relevant, accessible, and future-proof. This means rethinking how knowledge is shared, how professional development is structured, and how industry advocacy adapts to a more digital native workforce. Workforce development initiatives, mentorship programs, and digital-first education platforms should be at the heart of this effort. GTIA must also recognize that younger professionals expect on-demand resources, peer-driven learning environments, and engagement strategies that align with their preferences for digital and social interaction. By embracing a forward-looking approach to professional development, GTIA can position itself as the primary conduit through which the next generation of IT leaders acquires the skills, insights, and connections they need to thrive in the industry. And let's talk philanthropy and workforce development. Most trade or associations approach philanthropy like a PR exercise, slow-moving grants, legacy scholarships, and disconnected initiatives that make little lasting impact. GTIA has the chance to do something really different, move fast, target real industry challenges, and empower those who are already driving change. GTIA has been given an extraordinarily large endowment, a unique asset among trade associations. The goal is clear: to use these resources to empower the industry in ways that drive meaningful, lasting impact. A unique opportunity demands a unique approach. Rather than relying on traditional slow-moving grant processes, GTIA should develop a streamlined system to vet opportunities rapidly and distribute funds with efficiency, similar to the approach pioneered by McKinsey Scott. This model would prioritize speed, trust, and impact over bureaucracy, ensuring that capable organizations receive the support they need to execute effectively. Now, to achieve this, GTIA must invest in internal research capabilities to identify the most pressing industry challenges, alongside robust metrics to measure the return on investment. This system should be as hands-off as possible, providing funding without excessive oversight, allowing trusted organizations to drive change where they're best positioned to do so. And furthermore, this philanthropic strategy should align with GTIA's Community of Communities approach, leveraging industry-wide insight to determine where assistance is most needed. By tapping into its network of IT ecosystem groups, service providers, and vendors, GTIA can ensure that funding flows to initiatives that genuinely move the industry forward, whether through workforce development, diversity programs, or technology accessibility efforts. A true commitment to philanthropy should extend beyond mere financial donations. It should become an integral part of GTIA's mission, woven into its advocacy efforts, member initiatives, and industry leadership. And let's talk about creating a space for new ideas. The IT industry's biggest discussions are often dominated by the same people saying the same things at the same conferences year after year. Thought leadership has become an echo chamber, driven by vendors more focused on selling than fostering real, hard conversations about the future of technology delivery. As a result, the industry remains reactive instead of proactive, recycling old ideas instead of generating new ones. GTIA has a rare opportunity to break this cycle by establishing a unique platform for new and diverse voices. By taking inspiration from the Code Conference, which became a premier event for thought leadership through unscripted, high-impact discussions, GTIA can create a space where the most pressing issues in technology and the IT ecosystem are addressed with authenticity and intellectual rigor. Unlike traditional ecosystem events, which often prioritize sponsorship dollars over substance, GTIA's endowment allows it to operate free from financial constraints. This independence makes it possible to truly prioritize innovation, industry leadership, and candid discussions that drive the industry forward. By combining in-person and virtual experiences, GTIA can amplify these conversations on a global scale, ensuring that the best ideas reach the right audiences. This is the last pillar of what's possible, a commitment to fostering new ideas, new leaders, and new ways of thinking that elevate the entire industry. Leading with vision, not bureaucracy. Industry associations too often fall into the trap of and becoming slow-moving bureaucracies, prioritizing administrative processes over meaningful industry impact. This is a moment that calls for leadership, bold, decisive leadership that's willing to challenge conventional wisdom, embrace risk, and make GTIA indispensable to the IT industry's future. The transition ahead is not about incremental change. It's about transformation. GTIA must redefine its purpose, embrace risk, and lead with urgency. The industry evolving now at a breakneck pace, and GTIA has a choice: become its driving force or fade into irrelevance. The opportunity is vast. The time to act is now. The Business of Tech is written and produced by me, Dave Sobel, under ethics guidelines posted at businessof.tech. If you've enjoyed the show, make sure you've subscribed or followed on your favorite platform. It's free and helps directly. Give us a review, too. If you want to support the show, visit patreon.com/MSPradio, and you'll get access to content early. Or buy our Why Do We Care merch at businessof.tech. Have a question you want answered? We take listener questions, send them in, ideally as a voice memo or video to question@mspradio.com. I answer listener questions live on our Wednesday live show on YouTube and LinkedIn. If you've got a comment or a thought on a story, put it in the comments if you're on YouTube, or reach out on LinkedIn if you're listening to the podcast. And if you want to advertise on the show, visit mspradio.com/engage. Once again, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you again on our next episode.
Part of the MSP Radio Network.